Okay, so here I am. I've made the commitment. I'm going to go ahead forward with these windows for sure. And so I've kind of written out a list of all the things, all the major components of work I have to do. I've allocated a certain amount of time and I have very little room for error. So my goal for today is get all the windows out of this boat. That's excepting, of course, the front windows, which are already redone. So I don't know how hard it's going to be. I don't know whether it's going to go super fast and I'll be done early, or if it's going to be here till dark trying to get windows out. But whatever it is, I got to get it done today. So got to stick to the schedule. So here we go.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt.
You know what? I was on Momentum. I had a window removal tool on board, and I kind of wish I had that now, because it was like a little tiny rasp of a cable, and you could like work it around the outside of the window to break the seals on things. As is, I'm gonna have to use this guy. So far it looks like this is gonna be real easy. And I'd be real happy about that. Given that this one was leaking a lot, it doesn't surprise me. Well, that couldn't have been easier, huh? Unbelievable. Hope they all go that easy. This freaking tape is so strong. I mean, it works good, but it's also terrible to get off. It's probably the worst thing I'm ever going to have done to this boat is stick this stupid tape on here. I mean, it's brilliant because it'll never leak, but you'll never get it off again. I mean, I don't care too much about the part that's on the glass because it's coming out, but I'm going to have to get this stuff off the fiberglass. It's terrible stuff. Ah, that one was really glued in there. I am so glad I didn't put tape on these windows. that tape is a nightmare. And I'm probably gonna have to tape up the boat with like plastic or something to keep water out if it rains, but I'm definitely not using flex tape. That stuff's too strong. Get some just, I don't have to figure out what's the best for that. Some sort of acrylic tape that won't totally ruin the finish when you try to peel it off. So this is the window. It's actually in really good shape on the inside. Oh, you know, if you're doing windows, definitely the time to paint the boat, because trying to preserve the paint while you're trying to pry these out would be extremely difficult. Luckily, I'm planning to paint. Because you need to break the seal, so you got to get a putty knife down under, and you're going to scratch the paint. I mean, you could tape this and try not, like masking tape, you know, try to preserve your paint, but it'd be a lot harder, a lot more time consuming to do this if you're worried about the paint. Definitely paint before, or definitely paint after the windows are out. Put the windows in after the paint job's finished. Darn little putty knife. Yeah, I know I have probably another one of these around somewhere, so I gotta go look for it. Yeah, that's a bummer. But I've been pretty hard on it, not a surprise. 3 more windows to go, and so I'll find another putty knife and get back at it. So I guess a little bit of advice. I'm here in the bathroom, the head, and this was one of the tighter windows, and it actually can, once you have the frame pulled out, you can actually get around the window and you can kind of cut away the caulk from the inside as well, and kind of pry the window out a little from the inside. So if you were trying to preserve your paint job and take these windows out, then I would definitely recommend that you come inside and work your way around and kind of cut out the caulking from the inside. You see, I can get down all around and kind of break the seal this way too. You're not going to break all the seal. I don't even know what's in there. But anyway, you could do a little bit of prep work on the inside to loosen things up. So, and you could push from the inside to a certain extent. So if you were really worried about the paint job, you could lessen the damage for sure. And you could just with a little masking tape, a little work on the inside. I think if you have a similar project, you get these windows out without hurting your paint. Definitely. I'm not worried about it because I'm going to be sanding down and completely redoing the paint, so not really worried about making marks on the wall on the outside of the boat, so, or the inside for that matter, because I'm repainting the inside too. I've now taken a razor blade and I've gone all the way around the caulking to try to make dang sure it's separated, and hoping that's enough to look. I mean, this thing's like suction cupped in there with so much caulking. It's ridiculous. I think it'll come loose now, hopefully. Well, maybe this one comes out top first. Yeah, I think that's how this one comes. Let's see. Up and lift out. There we go. Yeah, I thought I did all those side windows first this morning while I was wearing the this jacket, because when you're rubbing up against the old walls of the boat where it's in real bad shape, you get a lot of fiberglass bits, so get real itchy if I wasn't wearing this stuff. Just about warm enough to take the jacket off now, but see how hard this window's going to be. This is this back window I have to run this razor blade through also. It's been caulked in. It's crazy. You can see how much freaking caulk someone has injected in from the inside to try to keep this window from leaking, and honestly I'd say they did a pretty dang good job. There was so much caulk in here, I think it did successfully seal it, but there was nothing left on the outside between the frame and the fiberglass. So I mean, it was obvious why the water was coming in, and the window needed to be pulled out and recaulked, really the proper way to seal these. But I mean, they did the same thing here, just bulked it up with caulk all the way around, and honestly it looks like it's been pretty dang dry, so I mean, I guess it worked. Now with the caulk all cut, it should pop right out. Goes. All right, so these are the windows, and you know what's so interesting is that these two don't appear to have any tint, where these clearly do. Interesting, huh? And even the front acrylic windows all have a tint to them. I wonder what the deal is with that. I wonder if these were replaced, and you can see the top of this one. Huh. I mean, it doesn't really matter now, but it's just kind of weird looking. And that one actually looks to have a different tint from the other side. Yeah. I didn't notice it so much when it was in the boat, but now I can see it clearly. So yeah, there she is without windows. And that stupid tape I have to get off, but honestly I was thinking that for now, I mean, I'll come in with a heat gun or something to maybe work it, but at this very moment I'm going to be taping temporarily over the windows to keep crap out, and I guess it wouldn't hurt to tape onto that tape right now and not make any more sticky marks on the boat. So not super, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference now. It's been on there for like 6 months or more, maybe 8 months, so it's not going to make a difference a few more days, so I'm not going to stress on that at the moment. But yeah, next step, templates. We'll start working on that in a little bit. So it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I just finished shoving all the windows back in. Now that I got solid measurements and the new ones are ready to order, so I figured the best way I could do to keep this thing, you know, the dust and everything from getting in there, I figured shove these guys back in. It won't be perfect because if it rains, I'll have to still keep them taped off, but definitely a lot better than just plastic. So, but man, one thing I figured out is they are hard to get back in. When I was measuring, I realized the windows were cut almost exactly the same as the cutouts. So if there's any silicone or anything else stuck on them from all the years, they absolutely won't go back in. So I had to scrape the hell out of them to get them to go back in. But anyway, got them back in, and that'll help a lot while we're working on it. It's about 6 weeks to get the new ones. So yeah, you can't hardly tell, of course, but yeah, they're if it rains, I'll definitely have to think about it, but otherwise good to go. So yeah, I'm calling it quits for the day.